Kia ora, morena, atamari e te whanau. Welcome back to the Breakfast Show live on Te Korimako. Actually, this is not the Breakfast Show anymore. This is Te Korimako Show because we have got a fabulous Whai Debbie Ngarewa-Packer, one of our amazing Taranaki iwi leaders, Ngāti Ronoi leader, also the co-leader of the Māori Party. She joins us now live this morning from Wakahurangi, Stratford. Atamari, kia koe, aunt.
Kia ora, darling. Ngā mihi ka koutou ki te rongo. I te ata nei, ko te tūmanako ka ora koutou katoa.
Thank you. Thank you for everything that you're doing to you and our beautiful Ngāti Ronoi Healthcare whānau, cousin Rachel Ray. Hello, my cousin. Kia ora. To all of our whānau there, Ngāti Ronoi, thank you so much. Aunt Deb, you've been there in Wakahurangi for the last couple of weeks, pretty much, on the ground doing the mahi. Can you please give us an update with regards to these new cases, maybe starting from the wastewater positive test, then how this has all come about, please?
Yeah, kia ora. I think first of all, whānau, that there are a lot of sources of truth, and I think it's really important that you either speak to those who are on the ground or whānau that you trust. So 1st of November, there was a positive reading of a strong COVID reading in the wastewater. Then there were the 6th and the 7th, 2 more positive readings, which effectively means that COVID, very strong readings, which they were telling us indicated it was a family versus an individual. And then on the 8th, there wasn't one. And I think Taranaki District Health Board thought, yes, we're in, and quite wrongly assured, even though a lot of us were challenging them, quite wrongly assured the public that it was gone. And then the following day, oh, lo and behold, it's there. And it's most likely that the whānau that had it went out of town or didn't use the waripaku. But anyway, there has since been notification after DHB's flip-flop that, in fact, we do have it in the community. And so far there has been indication, well, so far there's a family of 6, including children, and one is in hospital, and we hope that they heal well and the whānau heal well. And then we have whānau in a family in isolation at home. So some of the things that we know now is that we had a meeting with Taranaki DHB and the mayors, and I think civil defence. It's really hard to know who's doing what at the moment, but it's been a long time for the community to have this hovering over them. And I guess now everybody wants to know not so much who, but where have they been, what are the other locations of interest. So we expected to get on the phone call 8 o'clock this morning after getting the call last night that, hey Auntie Bib, love you, you stay home, or your granddaughter's going to tell everybody on Facebook you're roaming. But we did expect to hear it to arrive to the hui this morning with an indication of, hey, here's some information. It's a family of such and such. Yes, there are children involved who go to local schools or EC, whatever, childcare. That we've got the places that they've been to contained, and give some assurance that it's relatively contained, which is not what we really got. What we got was Taranaki DHB management, the same management who failed in our vaccination programs, and for us as Māori, telling us that they've located 2 or 3 ED health clinics that they've been to, but they've tested those staff, and they're not going to put them down as locations of interest anymore because they've tested the staff and they've come back negative. And we're like, oh, okay, so is that the process? Don't you just be transparent and tell everybody? You just decide that they went to Hawara ED. You don't have to tell anybody because the 2 staff that were on at the time have come back negative. Like, is that how it rolls? Or they went to a health clinic in Stratford and no one has to tell anybody anymore. And it's just like, it's really interesting that they've obviously presented at numerous health places, and no one's, DHB don't think they have to disclose to the wider public because they've tested their own staff. And it's just like, it doesn't roll like that, because we go from Stratford to Hawara ED. Did you go to the garage? Did you get kai? Did you go to the dairy? So I think that ka
Right.
aroha to the whānau, ka aroha to the family. It's not it's not of their, well, hopefully it's not of their doing. Although one is connected to Auckland, it's actually our DHB and the Mickey Mouse way that they go around not disclosing everything all at once. So we do know that they've moved out of Auckland, out of Stratford, and we do know that they had to have been eating and travelling, as family do, even when we're sick. So there was just a really whole playing it down. Got off the phone call having absolutely no confidence in what it is that they're doing, and had more questions than answers. I hate hui like that,
Mm.
because they have our whole community welfare in their
Right.
hands. And for me, and certainly the iwi that I was on with, we don't have a lot of trust and confidence in how they make decisions for vulnerable communities. Now,
Exactly.
so remember, Stratford has one of the lowest vaccination rates for Māori Taranaki. It has probably the lowest. So, there's a lot at play here. And I think it's really important that whānau don't be complacent. Don't wait for DHB to tell you to move. In the absence of any direction, I think you should make your own direction. So we have called for a level 3. The iwi unanimously called for level 3. I don't know that we're going to get that respect back, and it was based on the proviso that Taranaki DHB couldn't give us any locations of interest. It's Friday. It's Friday now, and they need more time, and we need more time to test the community.
Wow.
Mm.
Wow, this is that definitely is no, it's not good enough. The Stratford Mayor, Mayor Neil Waltz now, via Deb, he made a comment. He said that the situation is relatively well contained because the family all know each other. Do you think that he's being far too optimistic
Yeah, of course
and
I do.
watering it down?
Oh, I don't know that Neil's, he's quite a pono guy, but I also think that he's quite, his whānau isn't our whānau, who's 70% under 40, who move around largely, who are largely unvaccinated. So he has a different lens on the world. For us, we know that we have a high population still unvaccinated, and a young population moves around. Now, 50% of Stratford don't work in Stratford. They travel around the rest of the takiwa. And it's not about frightening people, but it is about being really conservative and factual. And again, if those, if this is the management that's running this for us as a district, I'm worried.
Mm.
I'm worried. They couldn't even get our rollout for vaccination for Māori. We had to all jump up and down, acquire their camper van, and do it ourselves. So based on experience, I don't have high trust in them to be able to guarantee for us as a community that we're safe, our whānau is safe. So, and I think it's really important that we as whānau be really direct. So when they tell me that somebody travelled to Edi and Hawera, they moved out of Stratford and they were in Hawera. So Hawera has been risk of exposure. I'm not saying it's large. I'm just saying they've moved. You cannot tell me in 11 days you don't go and get kai. And it's not about victimising these whānau. It's actually about chasing up DHB and making them give us the real picture, not the sanitised picture. Or worse, trying to test all their staff so that they don't have to disclose that their health centres are locations of interest.
True. I did contemplate that. That's a fair point. And a lot of the people, like you said, a lot of the people living in Stratford, the residents there actually travel around to go to mai. There's so many students there that attend, the high schools in Ngamotu, Francis Douglas, Sacred Heart, Boys High, Girls High, Wit, Wānanga, and they're traveling into these massive, where there's big populations,
That's right.
and we just didn't know it existed. Like, I mean, we didn't know where it was, so.
That's right.
Fair
That's
reason
right.
to be worried.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's been saying for a long time. I mean, this is a fab, and we all do it. Forget to track and trace. It's not, again. I don't want to make this about a family, because this could be any one of
No,
us. It could be any
no.
one of us, and you don't go out to deliberately catch it.
Mm.
We do understand the person was allowed to be here from Auckland. The connection there, so it is what it is. We know that the police haven't been manning the border at Moko. We know that there's access through Stratford, through Wakahurangi, through Taumaranui access through the Forgotten Highway. So not be naive. And we see that, I mean, you should see the traffic today. It's just crazy. So this was always going to be a vulnerability. But I guess it's up to us now on how we manage and control what it is that we do. And I think that's the reason that we're standing up saliva testing. There's 2 types of testing going on today, although we're waiting for the guys to arrive. Saliva testing is surveillance, so it makes sure that you haven't got it as you move around. And asymptomatic. Symptomatic is the one that's up your nostrils. However, a lot of them don't want their children to have that happen. So we've got two angles. Now, it's the iwi doing this. It's the iwi standing these up. Ngāruhi and Awhananga have been here longer than us. And they're phenomenal, So it's the iwi that are doing these stand up. And, we're lucky. We've got Dion and Liana that are out there chasing up with the ministers, keeping the political pressure on, making sure that that we don't have our foot on the brake and that the government is aware of what's happening here, because this is a little town that doesn't have a single hospital in it. And if we were to have this in Hawara, Stratford and Manaia at the same time, we're really thin. What we are seeing is that the pop-up capacity out here in the south is our people. It's our iwi. We're not seeing a lot of DHB pop-up. So that's a real lesson for us. If this spread and we had 3 of our towns having it at the same time, we're in trouble. And I don't want to frighten anyone, but we're in trouble. So tomorrow we pull out and we go to Hawara. The Hawara testing station is just packed. It's packed, and it should be. I'm glad to hear that. But we'll pull out from Stratford tomorrow and go and do Hawara testing and vaccinating as well. So,
what's it been like for you there, Aunt, for the last few days and for the last week there in Wakahurangi? Has there been a good turnout, like community members coming to get vaccinated and tested?
I'll be really honest. The first couple of days we were really we're overwhelmed. But there are some real haters here. We had some going past saying murderers, and we're like, whoa, bro. Oh, you're really ugly, really. And we were like, oh, take us home. Not our own, but and we've had a couple of trouble spots that we had to call the police in for. And it's just like, I get you, I get your choice. No one is, and you've probably seen it on the trolling, no one's forcing anybody to do anything. We're popping up for those that haven't had access or don't trust the options that are being provided. So I think that there's generally been real aroha. I think yesterday was really beautiful because everyone got a fright. Like the day before, they were told everything's calm, they carried on. So we're a lot of parents, and yesterday a lot with their kids. And I think everyone just wanted to see faces. They just wanted to have some assurance. We had the yaks part, so there was a lot of yaks too yesterday. So it was so it was yesterday was sad. Yesterday was ka nui te aroha, because I think they were really shocked. And it's really disappointing because when DHBs make announcements like that about a community, they should front up in that community so someone can see them instead of just putting it on a newspaper. Or people have questions that they want to ask, and so I think that old style of communicating in a small town should still stand. You should still be able to have a safe way of being able to answer questions, not just send something from New Plymouth and tell everybody, anei te ture.
Right, okay. Absolutely. For Deb, for our whanau who are feeling really anxious and really worried, what's some advice that you would like to send out to our whanau here in Taranaki?
I think first of all is don't panic, because we've seen throughout the motu, lots of communities are contending with this type of virus and infection. I think, and the other thing, please don't victimize people, because it could be any of us, and the last thing they need to do is be feeling like kaka, looking out the window and everyone's like So I think it's really important is to be calm. Ia hata mea nui, he tangata, he tangata, he tangata. And I think, the other side. So if you're feeling sick, go to your. Don't even. I shouldn't say this, but sometimes the 0800 helpline's got no idea. Go to your local services. Just go to them, and there'll be ones that you can drive into, ones that you can walk into, ones that go up your nose. We've got some saliva testing today, and get yourself sent to, because that will then ease your anxiety. The second thing is, don't rush out. Don't rush out and get kai. The kai channels will still stay open. Make sure you ring those that'll be scared, those that suffer, mental health, those that have, um, children, those that are elderly, and just make sure you look after them. Put some oils on, get your rongo out, have a cup of, kawa juice, whatever is going to calm you down, and then stay off ugly pages if they ignite you, if they trigger you, because I think there's a lot of fear, and fear creates anger. So I think, just look after each other, whanau. Just, keep your space and your headspace positive. But, also reach out to each other. There's something for everyone to do at the moment. Like, we can't ring everybody because we're on the ground. If you can check on everybody, share, positive waiata, or whatever you have got time to do. Drop off some bacon to those that are distant, whatever. But just know that this is as hard or as easy as we make it as whanau. This is as hard or as easy as we make, and we apply our ahua, stick together, find the things we like about each other, not the things that we moan about. And just know, everything that I see around me, everyone's trying their hardest. Everyone's trying their hardest. So, words of support when you're out there in the rain and the cold really matter. When you're scared and someone says something negative, it actually hurts more than a normal day. So I think just look after each other, whanau. And I think as a district, if we can just get out and get ourselves tested. For those of you who haven't made up your mind and you've been sitting on the fence, now's probably a good time. If you are going to make the choice, now's a good time to do it. And however this lands, we're in it together. We're in it together.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for everything that you do for us. Love you so much.
I'm being told to get my gear on now, so.
Boom, I thought so. I knew that they'll be like, we need her. We need her.
Like something with glitter or a bit of shine, but, spew yellow. Baby poo yellow. But yeah. So, nora e te whanau, I hope you're all well, and just know everyone's out there trying their hardest. If you're not feeling flash, go and get tested. But if you can do anything for everyone today, is please spend your online time to wakapiki, because it's cold. Some are pretty tired, little scared, but your words of tautoko really do lift everyone.
As to yours, Aunt. Thank you. You really need to hear that today. It's been a shocker of a week and a month and a tough year. Pretty tough year. So
halfway our whanau with this. Oh gosh, just halfway our whanau in Waitara. Just such a shock. I'm so sorry for our whanau and your loss. So, that's the worst news to have heard. So ka nui te aroha kei a koutou te whanau pani te kirimate. Tā tātou iwi te atiawa. Ka nui te aroha kei a koutou katoa mo tō paurita te wā.
Hearing from you is definitely wakapiki wairua, wakapiki ora, as well. And thank you. Yeah, I feel what you just wrote, Mata. Thank you. Please keep you safe, Deb, because we need you. To our nannies, Nanny Bibs, tautoko te mahi to you. Love you dearly. Auntie Dawn wrote to you as well, Deb.
Auntie.
To all of our nans and aunties, this is why we do what we do, Deb?
Oh yeah, and the real boss, Rachel has given me 3 pukanas now, so I've got to go because I'm so scared.
The 3 pukanas.
Oh, bossy. She's like bossier than the last kairataki. Oh, but I better go. Love you all, whanau. Stay safe.
Love you too, Wha. Thank you. E te iwi ngā mihi nui kia koutou kua hono mai, ki te mātakitaki, ki te wakarongo hoki, ki ngā kōrero a te Korimako o Taranaki I tēnei ata. We're very lucky. This morning we had Te Aorangi speaking on behalf of Ngarewa-Hine as one of our Ngarewa-Hine iwi leaders, and she's around the corner from where Debbie is, And then now our kōrero here with the co-leader of Te Pāti Māori Whai Debbie, and also one of our very strong Taranaki iwi leaders. Nō reira, ko tāku te tuku, te tautoko i tā rāua kōrero ki koutou e te iwi, me no o aumaru koutou ki te ānea o koutou kāinga. If you don't need to go out anywhere, if you don't need to travel, please don't. If you're able to work from home, that's a good idea. But if you do need to go out and about, please wear your masks, do the right thing, look after one another. If you have any flu-like symptoms, it's important that you get checked. Kei te pai. Atu e tērā, ai, ko te aroha e tuku e rere ki a koutou e te whanau Green, e te whanau Wilson e noho i raro i te pauritanga, te pauri kere nei, i te rironga o tō mātou hoa pūmau, tō mātou wanaunga tira i ngā rātata nei. Ko te aroha e tuku e rere ki ana tamariki ki tōna waine, tōna teina me ona tū ngāne anōra, me te wānui o tōku hapori o whaitara nei. Nō reira, e te iwi, ko te aroha nui, e tuku e rere ki a koutou. Again, to our nannies there in Pātia, Nanny Bibs, love you, and Auntie Dawn as well there in Te Papa Ioia, and Uncle, big love to you all. To all of our Pāke, our kaumātua, if you can take a moment to check on them. I'm going to check on Uncle Ray and Auntie Edith after I finish this kōrero to you all. Nō reira, mā ngāri ki te wā i ngaro tātou katoa e mana ki rire hau. Pai mārire.